Good morning, good morning. It's Captain George aboard the Wake Up with GrouperPro.com. This morning, I got two words for you. Live bait, live bait. How do I catch live bait? Well, you can throw a net, but you gotta really know what you're doing. But for the simple-minded man, the easy fisherman, you want to use a sabiki rig. Sabiki rigs, this is a number 8 Eagle Claw sabiki rig. Put a 2-ounce pyramid sinker on the bottom of this, and if you want to really catch a lot of live bait, fill up your live well with blue runners, tread fins, pinfish, sardines, live sardines. And that's how you really catch big fish. Big bait, big fish. Are you screwing around with frozen shrimp and frozen pieces of sardine and, you know, buying that expensive bait at the bait shop? You buy yourself a $1.68 sabiki rig and catch $100 worth of bait in 20 minutes. So you want to invest in a bait rod. This is what a bait rod looks like. The sabiki rig is actually inside this tube. Here's your 2-ounce pyramid sinker. And best to have, I mean, buy quality. This is an actual, about an $80 bait rod versus buying a $50, $60 cheapo. You know, buy the best one that you can buy, because you're going to use it a lot and you're going to save a lot of money. So I'm just right here off of Englewood Beach, Manasota Key, in about 20 feet of water, 24 feet of water. And it's towards the end of May. What we got here. Okay. We got ourselves a couple sand perch. It's not what we want to catch, but little tiny baits. These I will not put in the live well. So as soon as I lowered that down, I was on. And you always want to start out with a brand new sabiki rig. You know, they're cheap enough. Spend all that money on your boat and gas and everything. Spend $1.50, $2 on a sabiki rig, and you just jig it a little bit up and down. You want to keep it straight up and down. You're drifting over wrecks and ledges, and as soon as you feel something, you want to bring it up. Whoop, you got off. So when you're drifting, I lower this down towards the front of the boat. Let it go to the bottom. Try to keep it straight up and down. Just little gentle jigs. And, you know, put a quality spinning reel on your bait rod. 12 to 20 pound test, monofilament. Keep it on the bottom. Whoa, doggy. Sometimes you can catch 5 or 6 at a time, but that's not really what you want to do. Okay, 2 blue runners. 2 blue runners. Now these are going to live well. Whoa, down. I should have my glove on, and I don't. It's sitting right there. Be careful with these hooks. They're very, very sharp. Not just that. They bend easy. They break off easy. So $5. I mean, if you go to a bait shop, you'll pay $5 or $6 for just one of these. That's perfect bait for a king, cobia, tarpon, sharks. There's my glove. Here's my pliers. Got another little if you're new to this, you know, you want to just go out here and experiment a little bit. You know, practice catching live bait. And what you don't use and you got leftover, put it in a freezer bag, take it home. You can use it for chum, you can use it for cut bait, but fresh is always better. Live bait is #1. You can screw around with all those artificial lures. But you get a lot of action with live bait. You can troll with those blue runners. Some people call them hardtail jacks. If you're like out in 20 feet of water along the beach, anywhere in Florida, and you're not catching the bait that you want to, maybe move inshore a little bit, find a ridge, find a wreck, find some structure. You can see the bait fish very clearly on your right now I'm keeping it on the bottom. If I see some birds or bait busting on the surface, that could be tread fins. Just take your time. Now I've drifted out into 25 feet of water. I'm close to a wreck here, so I'm going to hang in here. You might go 5 or 6 minutes without catching any, and then all of a sudden you catch 50 of them. So it's fishing. What you want to do is it's been in the water for a couple of minutes. Carefully, slowly. Well, there's nothing wrong with these sand perch. I mean, that's a nice little bait. Nice little tiny bait. I don't put those in the live well for right now. You may want to. I was going to say, by starting over again, by letting the sabiki go to the bottom towards the front of the boat as we drift along. There's hardly any wind today. It's going to be in the high 80s. The water temperature here is 74 degrees. So it's still springtime. Another little sand perch. So catching a lot of these sand perch. I've caught 2 blue runners, which is fine. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this segment. I showed you what to do with the sabikis. I'm going to move inshore a little bit more. I'm only 1/8 of a mile off the beach here, 25 feet of water. But we'll move to a different spot. Maybe I have a reef up here that's close by where I know there's blue runners, so I'm going to move up there. So stay tuned to grouperpro.com. This segment was how to catch live bait with the sabiki. Oh, I'm seeing some more. I'm going to stay here, but everybody stay tuned. Stay tuned. I just saw a big bait ball underneath the boat. Let's see if we can bring something up real quick. Just when you think, well, I ought to move to a different spot, here comes schools of bait fish, bait balls. Little gentle jig, little gentle jig. Sometimes you catch a keeper Spanish mackerel. They love these rigs. So go to your tackle shop, get yourself some. This particular sabiki rig has has green and red hooks on it. Little feathers, little green and red beads. Number 8 hook, 10 to 12 pound test leader, and generally that works with several different kinds of bait. Some like green, some like the red. As long as you got 2 sharp hooks on your sabiki rig, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 on this rig, and you know, after a day of morning of fishing for live bait, you might end up with 1 or 2 hooks, but you still catch them. You only need one, you know, 1 or 2, 1 hook on there. You still catch live bait. So okay. So nothing's happening here. We are going to move on. So this is grouperpro.com, Captain George. Your tip of the day: catch live bait. Big bait, big fish.